Shalom, everybody. Rabbi Edelstein here with this week's installment of Rabbi E in 3, brought to you as always by MEOR DC. Two quick questions for you. One, do you like Chinese food? Of course you do. So you're invited to join us tonight for Shabbos dinner in the Marvin Center at GW University, room 412, 7:30 to 9:30. Mrs. E and I will be hosting Shabbos on campus with Chinese food. You answered that one well. Second question, what's the most important institution in Jewish life? Many people would say the synagogue. Let me share with you an insight. Rabbi Samson Raphael Hirsch, great leader of German Jewry in the 1800s and a very great thinker, passionate writer, in one of his eloquent essays, he says, in a somewhat tongue-in-cheek way, but not totally, that we should abolish all synagogues in Jewish communities. Now, he was responding to what he felt was an overemphasis on the building and the beauty of the temple in German Jewish life, the early Reform movement in the early 1800s. Fine, but the point is a deeper one, right? Because how important are synagogues? Well, they're important, sure. But most things you do in a synagogue, let's say you study in a synagogue, let's say you have communal prayer in a synagogue, you can do it right here in my den down here or in some other space. You don't need to put so much emphasis on the synagogue and the synagogue service. After all, there are 613 commandments, mitzvot, in the Torah, all of them collectively a path for to bring the Jewish people to holiness, to sanctity, to kedusha. Very few of them have to do with a temple, quote unquote, or a synagogue. So what he really wanted to bring out, the point for his readership then, and it's still relevant to us today, is that the home, the Jewish home, is more central than the synagogue. Most of the mitzvot are performed in the home, or more of them than in a building called a synagogue. We live and breathe and eat our Judaism, so to speak, 24/7 in a Jewish home and raise another generation, hopefully with passion and idealism to lead a Jewish life in Jewish homes. Judaism is truly built on the sanctity, the potential, the power, the energy of a home more than a synagogue. So let's abolish synagogues and temples, right? Yeah, they're worthless. Wrong? No, of course not. In fact, this week's Torah portion, Truma, towards the end of the book of Exodus, begins a whole section of portions that deal with all the details, the loving, exact details of the building of the Mishkan, the tabernacle, which was the prototype for later the temple in Jerusalem. So a beautiful physical structure that's the center of communal life for the Jewish people has a very important role to play. Of course, and the Beit HaMikdash, the temple in Jerusalem, several mitzvot did center around the temple, of course. And it is a mitzvah today to pray in a congregation, of course. So we don't throw away the tabernacle with the bathwater. The synagogues are important, but the tabernacle or the temple or our modern day synagogues, if we go there and we focus our mind, and even if we get inspired, that's wonderful. But do we take that inspiration back into our lives, the rest of the 24/7 cycle? And even more importantly, do we infuse our homes with the focus and clarity and spirituality that hopefully we feel it in synagogue? We're supposed to, and not just in the homes, also in the human heart. As the verse says, when God gives the commandment to build the tabernacle, let them build me a sanctuary so I may dwell among them, and the sages say, in the heart of each and every Jew. So now we need external communal gathering spaces. We need a beautiful tabernacle and a beautiful synagogue, but it's all really for the purpose of making our lives holy, our homes holy, and bringing holiness into the heart of every one of us. Have a great Shabbos in your synagogues, in your homes, and in your heart.